Not quite my tempo. Here we go. 5, 6, and...
Hello, YouTube. I'm Leo.
I'm Dee.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is our new special guest that we have here for today, just because...
This room needed some estrogen.
Yeah, just because we wanted someone brand new to discuss the movie that we watched, La La Land.
Pretty safe to say that all three of us love this movie.
Yeah.
I cried. Dee cried.
I cried.
So, La La Land is about two star-crossed lovers that have to juggle their passions and their dreams in order to make it big. Emma Stone obviously plays Mia, the actress, and Ryan Gosling plays Sebastian, the jazz musician. And they're both sort of struggling to get their dreams off the boat. And they sort of fall in love with each other, but also have to balance their dreams with their romance.
Yeah, we thought we could have a lady's perspective on a romance musical.
To say it's just about love kind of defeats the whole purpose of the movie. It's about their relationship with respect to their dreams and how the two try and manage each other's relationship alongside the goals that they're trying to achieve at the same time. Sometimes they fight for each other, sometimes they fight against each other, sometimes the dreams get put away for stability. So really, their relationship is about how do you balance the romance with the dreams. Are they connected? Or are they mutually exclusive? Can they only have one or the other, or can they make it work?
Mm-hmm.
That's the essence of what those two are about.
City of stars, are you shining just for me?
Mia is a working actress. She works on a lot of studio, and she wants to be an actress.
I don't think she's really worked on any movies. She's just been constantly auditioning for
Yeah,
stuff.
she's auditioning for many different roles, but at this point, when we meet up with her, she hasn't landed anything.
She leaves her home and she goes out to Los Angeles to become an actress, which is a story that we're all familiar with. And, Hollywood can be a very kind of crushing, competitive place.
And she just works at that coffee shop. It's a coffee shop that's in the lot. So she sees all these like actors and actresses come in and out, and like just outside her window, she sees all these people like dressed up and stuff. And she's the one like just sitting there watching her dreams just walk by her.
And then, somewhere along the way, she meets this guy.
Sebastian, as played by Rygo.
Similar to Mia, he is also chasing his dream in that he wants to be a jazz musician and play jazz. The difference is that, unlike Mia, who hasn't really landed anything big, he sort of has a job, but it's totally against what he believes in.
One of the things that they say about him is that he's a traditionalist.
Yeah.
So he represents someone that really sees the value and quality and the way things have been and the way things were and all the beauty and depth in that. So he's definitely a man of depth, but he's also a man of just massive determination.
So yeah, he's kind of the hard-headed one, and he's kind of the first one to change because he overhears Mia talking with her mom, and her mom saying how he doesn't have a steady job. And then when he does get the offer to have that steady job, he jumps on it and sort of abandons his dream, at least temporarily, because of her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's funny because that he's introduced as the most hard-headed and stubborn, but then he ends up the most flexible because he's the first one to make that shift.
It's interesting character development.
Yeah.
How are you going to be a revolutionary if you're such a traditionalist? You're holding on to the past, but jazz is about the future.
Well, it's where they realize that they have chemistry when they have the first musical number for Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
It's a Lovely Night, I think is the song.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole song is about how neither of them have chemistry for each other. And yet they do all of this choreography that suggests otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite an amazing song.
Yeah, it's I think it's the first point where it sinks in that this is a play on film, basically. The Freeway song does basically yep, this is a play on film. But that one is the first time you actually get the actors, the main stars, up front and doing that.
Yes.
It basically lets you know, they'll be singing and they'll be dancing throughout the film.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't really, I've never seen Ryan Gosling or Emma Stone do that in their films as far as I can remember. So
that's part of the reason why they're so likable is that these actors and actresses have definitely put in their time to sort of learn it. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Ryan Gosling specifically learned piano for this role. He learned it for 9 months and he was practicing probably a couple hours a day. and there are no hand doubles.
Mhm.
Everything he plays is him. That's Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling playing.
Wow, it's commitment.
He did good.
He explains in the movie that every time you play jazz, it's different. So you have a couple people playing jazz, and maybe one person will take the lead, and then another person take the lead, and then another person take the lead. So when you're watching jazz live, it's never the same thing because it's sort of like different people fighting, different people pushing forward, and it's very similar to his character himself.
What Sebastian likes so much about jazz is that it's different every time and it's not constrained. It's free. It's because his character is all about freedom, right? All about him being like, I want to do this. And jazz is like that too. Jazz gives you the freedom to riff however you want, as long as it sounds good and the rest of your band is okay with it.
So yeah, the other component of jazz in the film probably just has to do with the fact that in our time today, jazz is definitely dying, you know, more so than a lot of other genres. You rarely hear it. And frankly, the only times I do hear it now is in sort of remixes in terms of mainstream. So it was sort of the perfect example in terms of his character.
The movie makes the point that jazz is dying, but also in real life, the type of movie that this is dying out. We don't really see musicals that often. You don't really see romance movies that often. This type of genre is also dying out. And so while you pick the jazz inside of the movie as saying it's dying out, this is also the type of movie that's dying out. This is like a 1950s style film. And so it's sort of meta because it's on two levels.
Here's to the ones who dream.
Okay, the lighting is clearly one of the best parts of this movie. I have never seen a movie that has been this vividly colored since like Inside Out. The light itself it's lit as if it was a musical, as if you were hanging lights up on the catwalk, gelled and consistently aimed at the actors or actresses. The fact that they use so many colors is sort of a testament to what Broadway has done and what theater has done. And it's done very, very well. Beautiful mixes of colors that you would never seen. There's a moment where you have Mia walk into Ryan Gosling playing the piano, and it's lit so beautifully. She starts outside the room, and it's a very yellowy color that comes from the outside of the room. And then we go to Ryan Gosling, who's playing the piano over a green curtain, and you have the green ambient light that's now surrounding him. And it transitions so seamlessly from scene to scene to scene that it's a very amazing thing to watch. It's a shift between reality and the fantasy. And I think this movie really wants to play up the fantasy. That's why it looks like such a painting. I will actually argue that I think blue in general as a color is used for the love and the romance.
Not
When-
pink.
Not pink. Where do you see blue? Think about it. The poster of the movie is a blue background. When they first meet each other, the sky is a deep blue. When they're dancing together with the stars, it's blue. When Sebastian plays his last song to Emma, he is in a blue light. There's very intentional color choices in this movie, and that's what makes this so awesome to see. Very rarely do I see directors in movies pay attention to light other than, oh, make sure they're lit, make sure it's dark, make sure it fulfills the setting. But the light portrays the emotion and also represents some of the things that are going on in this movie, and that's why I love the lighting.
So one of the things I really noticed with the colors being warm was he's trying to make you feel like the setting is in the 1950s. And the biggest scene for me was there's a scene where Mia and her roommate are going out, and they're all wearing these 50s style dresses. They're all warm colors, and they're all different colors. And that type of thing is something that you would see in the 1950s. Because today four girls go out, probably all wearing black, right? Would you say?
Sure.
But these colors, they're nice, they're warm. You see like the pool party, all the bright colors everyone's wearing. I think it's a reflection of him trying to make the setting feel like it's the 50s, even though it's modern day. That's the thing I really noticed with it.
They should not have stayed together.
I think they should have stayed together.
Of course you want them to stay together after that scene, but it's not meant to be.
No, I know. I don't want to accept it though.
Yeah.
I really thought she was gonna leave her second man again for him again at the end.
I knew that I didn't think it would happen because they had her have a kid, and I was like, well, now they can't have her. Just be like, peace out, daughter. You know.
You know,
They've got movies about that.
The drama is next. You know, her daughter's struggle growing
hey,
up.
love is stronger than everything else.
That's what we've been taught. Don't you think that ending scene is a scathing criticism of Hollywood movies?
It is.
It totally is.
Very scathing indeed.
That entire ending, that entire scene where they romantically go through the life that could have been, is something that would completely be what Hollywood would show. Like every romantic comedy, right? Of course you want them to be together.
Well, yeah, this movie is a commentary on Hollywood as itself. You know,
and that's just one of the facets that makes it like criticize Hollywood.
well, yeah, it's not just that. Like every single audition that they show with Emma Stone is a criticism of Hollywood. How she'll show up, do maybe like a line, throw her out.
Yeah.
And the Oscar goes to...
I'll say yes.
I wanted to, but no, I don't think so.
No, Deadpool.
I'm touching myself tonight.
Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe to my channel.
Your channel?
Yes.
What do you mean our channel?
It's not even your Dude, I like Star Wars way more than you. Makes sense.
What?
I sense a rivalry. Yeah, if you want to see more of this, subscribe to us. I'm sure we'll have more fighting between you two. It'll be exciting.
Lightsaber deathmatch.
Good show.